Hey Virgos, welcome to my channel Intuitive Tarot Empath. I'm Robin here with a general reading for June 2019. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, please go to check out the videos for your sun, moon, and or rising sign so you can get the most amount of information about the energy following you throughout June. Remember, this can also extend to the end of May and the beginning of July. I've also had some people comment on my videos saying that this is validation of events that have previously happened. So, with that said, let's shuffle these cards and see what the energy is surrounding Virgo. If you want, you can fast forward through this part. So let's see. What is the energy surrounding Virgo for June 2019? So the way I'm going to do this reading is we're going to pick one card for each week of June. And then that, instead, if you were there, we're going to pick that. If you previously followed my channel when I was posting a little bit more regularly, or maybe I was posting regularly for a while and whatever. The point is, if you had seen my channel before, I would normally do a Celtic cross, but I've decided that you get as much information from the 4 cards per week of June than you do as you do from a Celtic cross. So that's what we're going to do. So we have the 7 of Wands, we have the Tower, we have the Moon, and we have the Page of Pentacles. All right, so I think that a lot of you Virgos are carrying heavy burdens. You're carrying all those wands on your back. I know that Virgos have a tendency to be very, and this is not a detriment to you guys. I feel like I wish I could be more this way. Virgos are very detail oriented, and I feel like can sometimes, as this card implies, be like, thank you, but I feel like I can do this myself. Or maybe if you see someone doing something not the way you want it to be done, saying like, okay, it's okay, I got it, like I'll pick it up. So we're seeing the end of an era of you doing that though. Because I feel like a lot of you Virgos have picked up way too many of other people's burdens. You picked up too much, excuse my language, of other people's bullshit. I feel like the first week of June, you're having to do a lot of work. You're trying to get above something. So I feel like for a lot of you Virgos, it's about trying to get above something that's been emotionally burdensome on you. You'll see that here's this man standing on this rock. You'll notice that the wands are below him. He's, moving in a way that suggests he's trying to get above something else. So I think that for some of you, this could be in your relationships. For some of you, this could be at work. I'm trying to make this reading general so that it applies where to your situation. But I feel like the pervasive energy for Virgos throughout the month of June, or at least for the first week of June, is trying to get above something else. And you're working really hard at doing that. You're putting a lot of energy into it. The wands are fire energy, so I feel like you're really hitting it with gusto, but I feel like by the second week of June, you're like, F this. I am not. Like, why am I working so hard to get above this? Like, the pervasive energy from this card is the feeling of, why am I working so hard to change the way that I view things so that I can continue doing things the way that I'm doing them, which doesn't work for me? That's the energy. And so week 2, major changes. I feel like for some of you, like the Tower card looks really scary. It's not. It's one of my favorite cards, in fact, because this is just saying that the foundation for the way that you've been doing things is not solid. And so finally it's starting to crumble so that you can rebuild something even better. So I feel like this is you, Virgo, saying like, I'm not doing this with you anymore. I'm, not that I'm jumping ship, but like, we got to do something different. I feel like for some of you Virgos, this can feel less empowering and a little bit more scary because you've been doing things this way for a long time and it's become comfortable. And now I feel like maybe you might encounter people who are saying like, why are you changing? Like, why are you doing that? This has never been the way you've been. Why are you acting like that now? And I feel like for some of you Virgos, because you do love people and because you are sensitive to other people's feelings, that could be hurtful to you because, you know, you start to think like, you know, maybe not that maybe I should go back and do things the way that I did them before, but just that like I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I didn't mean to hurt anybody by making this change. So I feel like, you know, major change coming for Virgo in terms of the way you deal with things emotionally and how much burden you put on yourselves. The third week of June, I feel like there's a lot of watery energy surrounding you. So I feel like your emotions are a little bit heightened. I feel like there's a lot of Cancer energy surrounding you and maybe the way that you're attacking things. I think that also with this, you know, when you think that, okay, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, not because it's bad at all, just because my brain is a little scattered. So you have the major changes that come along with the Tower. And then with the moon, it's saying that like the third week of June, like whatever hasn't been rectified yet, this is the time to do that. So we have like the moon is sometimes the trickster. It's sometimes the uncovering of secrets. I think that, you know, if the second week of June is fraught with emotion in terms of you doing a major overhaul and a major emotional overhaul, the moon suggests that, you know, there's still a little bit of emotional stuff to deal with the week after. It's not as intense as the Tower. It's a little bit more quiet. Perhaps there are conversations that you're having with the most important people in your life where you explain why you're doing something, and then maybe they're coming back to you and saying, well, I'm sorry, this is why I reacted this way. So a lot of quiet conversations happening with people who are important, that reveal a lot of information. And they're very important conversations to have. You know, this could even be you having conversations with a partner about the way that things have been going. And all of a sudden, you know, it goes from being high energy, high emotion, you know, you saying, I'm redoing everything and I'm redoing the way that I react to everything, which can sometimes feel, you know, either positive or negative as an emotional upheaval within us. And this is just saying that like the third week of June, things start to quiet down, so that we can have the conversations that need to be had so that we can constructively move forward. So it's a good time. It's a good energy. It's very watery. It's very nurturing. I think that there's going to be a lot of introspection on part of Virgos to take care of themselves, and to also take, look, we have a visitor. My black cat. That's right. I have a black cat. I'm a tarot card reader with a black cat. So, moving on, we have, like I was saying, the moon. So important conversations. All right. That reveal lots of truths in a quiet way. Very nice. Fourth week of June, you're a brand new person. Look at you in all of your Virgo-ness. So Pentacles represent Virgos, so I very much think that this represents you. I mean, Pentacles represent all earth signs, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So this very much represents you starting anew. You're looking to the future. I feel like with that pentacle, that represents everything that you've been through and all of the hopes and dreams and goodness and positivity that you're looking to manifest in the coming months. So you're on a new path, Virgo. You're on a new path in the way that you deal with people and emotions and things in your life. You know, there's just so much positivity radiating off of this card, this kind of feeling of don't sweat the small stuff. There's so much hope. So I feel like you're really moving forward in this super hopeful way. I mean, you even see the look on his face, the way that he's holding that pentacle. Super, super fantastic. And I feel like it's because you did the work. June is about work for you guys. And I don't mean work like, you know, like work, like making money. I feel like it's about the emotional work that needs to get done, because you've been working so hard at putting everyone else's happiness ahead of your own, that it's caused you to suffer. So Virgo's like, no more suffering. All right, so we're going to do some clarification cards for the Tower, since that's the big one. So the first card that flew out was the Key. The second one are the Flowers. We need one more card for clarification, and then we'll read what those cards are about, specific to the, woo. Okay, all right. Okay. So, I laugh because we have another tower. Tower on tower. It's very meta. All right, so, I feel like the Tower occurs because there's a birth within you of something new. So you'll notice a few things about this card. First of all, the Key is in the egg. So I feel like there's been something hidden within your heart for a long time. And I feel like you take a minute around the first and second week of June to really listen to your inner self. And I feel like once the feeling escapes, or once this inner key escapes, you know, there's no putting it back. You'll notice the dragon who's sleeping on the bottom, who's protecting the key. So I feel like there's almost the self within you that's looking to protect your sanity, your emotions, your goodness. It's like you're protecting yourself. So the Tower happens out of self-preservation. You'll notice that the sun, I believe this is the sun. So we're talking about putting yourself first for once, even though it might feel uncomfortable for you because you're not used to doing that. The 33, so 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 in astrology is about your daily schedule and routines. So I think that there's a big old shakeup, that the way you do things is going to change over the course of the next, few weeks. And also, throughout that week in June, like I said, it could be elongated. So, you could have a very serious period of time where you're really getting into the nitty-gritty of things, because this doesn't work for you anymore. And so you found the key, you found the sun, you found that point of fire within yourself where you're ready to call people out on their shit, so to speak, and you're ready to really make changes. We have the Flowers here, which is a gift or an invitation. You'll also notice that this is a 9, as evidenced in the corner. So 9s, my hands look huge on my camera. Anyway, 9s in tarot about endings so that new beginnings can begin. Yep, new beginnings can begin. Way to go, Robin. So I think that, this is a new beginning for you. You're ending something. You are ending it. And what's funny is, like I said before, I don't see this Tower card as something that's negative. And I think that the Flowers imply that this is a positive change. This is an invitation for positivity as you move forward. So I think that also this is a gift that you're giving to yourself, of freedom, of positivity, of less stress, of less burdens, of doing things differently. I think it's also a gift to the people around you. I have a tendency to do this as well. I'm a Virgo moon. Someone once told me you need to let people figure out their issues on their own. You're not doing them a service by figuring out their shit for them. And you know what? I really agree with that. You don't have to be the person who solves all the problems of the people in your life. And I think that this is the gift. It's like the gift of giving everyone's nonsense back to them so that you can give yourself the gift of space and happiness and, a less stressful situation. What we have here is the Tower card. So I think that there are going to be a lot of conversations with people about what's going on inside your heart and your head. I think that there's going to be a lot of conversations with people about how things are going to proceed differently from here on out. But I also think that after you express yourself to all of these different people and you have constructive conversations about how to move forward, there's going to be a period of introspection and isolation for you so that you can wrap your head around like, okay, now that we've had the conversations, what does this look like? So I think that between the Tower and the Moon, you know, you take some time to yourself. I know that this looks a little dark, and I know that this looks a little negative, but I don't think that that's what this is at all. I think that this is a lot of like you meditating, you taking a me-cation, you taking some time to yourself to consider how you want to move forward. I think that you need some serious me time right now. Maybe this sees some of you, you know, going on a vacation by yourself to really just get down to the bottom of how you're feeling, whether that's through meditation or an actual physical vacation. What you'll notice here is that this is a 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So this is the new beginning. The new beginning starts, we go from a 9 to a 1. The new beginning starts after you have those conversations. It's a reset button. Virgo, that's, excuse my language, I know that somebody's going to comment in the comment section about how I need to stop cursing, but that's fucking awesome. I love this for you. I love that you stop putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own and you just do you. And you like tell people, no, this isn't okay anymore. I'm not doing this with you. All right. So, and by the end of June, and like I said, you know, depending on when you start having these conversations, when you come to this feeling, when you know, start the ball rolling with all of this, I mean, your summer is going to be amazing because you're just fraught with like sunshine and positivity and light and love and happiness, and you're moving forward and you're hopeful and your perspective changes and you feel rested and relaxed, which is amazing. All right, so, ooh, bitch. Okay, let's talk about this card. So, I'm pulling an advice card from the Archangel Michael deck from Doreen Virtue. So the card is, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Is this not what we've been talking about? Is this not what we've been talking about this whole time? About admitting the truth to yourself and then having the necessary conversations in order to put that truth into action. All right, so the prayer at the bottom of the card says, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. All right, so there's a little book that comes along with it. So let's read what's in the book. All right, wait, I skipped the part where it tells you. All right, so 14, that's 36. All right, so admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. So you've drawn this card because there's an important feeling that you've been trying to ignore. I'm going to let you let that sink in for a second. Yet, try as you might to push it aside, this feeling urges you to be honest with yourself. Archangel Michael says that facing this truth will be healing and it will give you the direction and guidance you seek. Let's pause there. Pause there. Even my cat's sighing a little bit because she agrees. You've tried to disregard your inner urging because you're worried about making life changes. Seriously? Seriously, this is everything that we've been talking about. Archangel Michael reassures you that he's guiding you and making sure that your needs are met and your relationships stay healthy. Possible specific meanings. Heal or leave an unhealthy situation. Don't compromise. Face your fears. Hold loving thoughts about yourself and the situation. Virgo, let's chat. This is going to be an awesome month of changes. Embrace them. Do not be afraid of them. I know that you guys are tough as nails. But I also know that you're tough as nails with a soft Oreo cream center. So I say, don't be afraid to have the honest conversations that you need to have with the people who need to hear your truth. because you deserve to be happy too. With that said, please let me know how your June shakes out, or the end of your May, or the beginning of your July. I want to know how you guys are doing, if you guys are okay, what's been going on. You can do that by leaving a comment in the comments section, or you can email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. I love to keep up with you guys. So if you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed doing this reading for you, you can book a personal reading at my website, www.intuitivetarotempath.com. I hope you have an amazing June. I hope you tell me how amazing your June is, and I look forward to seeing you in July. Bye.